This past fall, the final announcement in Nintendo's September Direct was the reveal of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. The gaming world has probably heard of this title to some degree. They most likely know about the amazing story, the unique battle mechanics, and probably feel it's too Japanesey for their taste. But what many are not aware of is the sheer importance of Xenoblade Chronicles for Monolith Soft and Nintendo. We will discuss how this one game brought one of the premier JRPG studios in the world up from the ashes, and the grueling journey it overcame to become the beloved franchise it is today.
So a quick background. Monolith Soft was founded in 1999 by Tetsuya Takahashi after he departed Square. His time there, he developed Xenogears, but soon realized that Square prioritized their major intellectual properties, which left little time and funding to work on his own projects. So Takahashi partnered with Hirohide Sugiura, who also made the same realization with Square, to create their own company to pursue their projects. They did not want to be an independent company, so they sought out a large market publisher to allow them to control the marketing and logistics with Takahashi and Sugiura, and their team focused on game development. Namco was that publisher.
In those first few years, Monolith Soft created Xenosaga. They initially planned to have the series go 6 episodes, but due to poor reception was reduced to only 3. Right around this time, Namco merged with Bandai. Under Bandai Namco, Monolith Soft fell into the similar situation as Square. Bandai Namco did not want to take creative risks, and therefore did not provide the suitable atmosphere for Takahashi and Sugiura to be creative. This was their lowest point. Their first intellectual property as a studio did not become a marketable success, and the relationship with their first partner soured.
Years later, in one of Satoru Iwata's Asks, where he has conversations with many of Nintendo's games developers, Takahashi described a bleak feeling within the studio. He is quoted as saying, "We released 3 games in the Xenogears saga, but they weren't very well received. It was really mortifying. All of the young team members felt that way, not just the leaders." It was at this point Monolith Soft was at their lowest total employees with 75. Fortunately for them though, Shinji Hatano from Nintendo approached them and encouraged them to keep their creative spark, and Nintendo officially acquired 80% of Monolith Soft from Bandai Namco in April 2007. Nintendo gave Monolith Soft the creative freedom they desired, and in exchange, their titles would be Nintendo exclusives. It was at that time when Takahashi pitched the idea of Xenoblade Chronicles to Nintendo, who immediately approved of the idea and provided Monolith Soft the means to start development. The support from Nintendo reinvigorated the company and became the boost the team needed. The game was originally titled Minato, The Beginning of the World, but Satoru Iwata changed it to Xenoblade Chronicles to honor Tetsuya Takahashi's legacy working with the Xeno series.
Now that Monolith Soft had found their footing, the next obstacle Xenoblade Chronicles had to overcome was localization struggles. Xenoblade Chronicles was first revealed at E3 2009 under its original name Minato, The Beginning of the World, and quickly it excited fans. The game initially released in Japan on June 6, 2010, with critical acclaim. The only problem? There is no public plans by Nintendo for a North American release. Fortunately, Nintendo of Europe took it upon themselves to localize the game with English-speaking voice actors. By the summer of 2011, Nintendo of Europe were nearly complete, to the point of showcasing the game at E3. But Nintendo of America, for some reason, did not want to include it in their presentation. This caused fans to fear that Xenoblade Chronicles would never come over to North America.
This fear sparked a fan campaign known as Operation Rainfall, which resorted to writing letters to Nintendo of America and commenting on any and all of Nintendo posts on social media. The most noteworthy action the campaign completed was pre-ordering the game under its initial placeholder title on Amazon. This catapulted Minato, The Beginning of the World, to be the #1 game on the Amazon bestseller list, beating out Ocarina of Time 3D and the PS2 Black Ops bundle. Shortly after, Nintendo of America revealed the game would finally get a North American release in April 6, 2012, nearly 2 years after the initial Japanese release. Reggie Fils-Aimé stated that it is not due to Operation Rainfall for the decision, but they were aware of fan outreach for this game.
But there was a catch. With the North American release, Xenoblade Chronicles would sell as a GameStop exclusive. At first, this seems harmless, so the game can only be bought in one location. Big whoop, right? The issue was, GameStop took the opportunity to milk as much money possible with horrible actions. New Xenoblade packaged games were hard to come by, but they were easy to find in the used games section. Buyers soon realized that the used games were barely touched, maybe considered not even used. People speculated that GameStop purposely opened new games and were selling them as used. Under this criteria, GameStop could set their own price, and since the North American release had very limited print, there were very little supply to satisfy the demand for the game. And GameStop were selling used copies at about $90 in some cases.
So, let's sum up this windy journey. Xenoblade Chronicles was conceived when Monolith Soft endured the lowest point in its 20-year history after dealing with a publisher that stifled their creative ambition, which followed the poor reception of their first attempt of a new IP. Xenoblade then endured the long-awaited release in North America after the successful campaign of Operation Rainfall, and then to finally persevere through GameStop's greedy tactics, trying to sell the game overpriced as a used game. And after all that, it is one of the most critically acclaimed games in the last 10 years with a current Metacritic score of 92 and has sparked a huge community and fan base for the series.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition gives the game the greatest opportunity in its history to be loved by the mainstream audience. The game is releasing following the series' best-selling title, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so there are many new fans to the series that have probably never played the original. The game is launching on the hottest game console on the market, with analysts predicting the Nintendo Switch will sell through 50 million units by the end of 2019. And more importantly, the game will be sold by all retailers that will not attempt the same actions GameStop pulled in 2012. So when Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition releases next year, this game deserves all the attention and praise from the gaming community. As you play, we hope you remember the journey this game overcame to become the success it is today. From reviving Monolith Soft from their lowest point in the company's short history, and prevailing from a long-delayed North American release, which coincided with GameStop's scummy sales tactics. The success of Xenoblade Chronicles has paved the way for Monolith Soft to thrive within Nintendo. With a current company size of 224 employees, and quickly become a world premiere developer for JRPGs. Xenoblade Chronicles X is one of the most spectacular and gorgeous open world games I have ever explored, and that development translated over well with Monolith Soft assisting in the development of the world of Breath of the Wild. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 went back to Monolith Soft's roots of storytelling and gameplay focus to become their best-selling game to date.
And with that, thank you for watching. We cannot wait for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition releases next year, and we hope many of you will join us on our journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. Subscribe to see future videos discussing Xenoblade, Zelda, and other Nintendo games and news. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.